Hello everyone, despite if you know me or not, also from YouTube, today I'm going to be telling you something which you've never known about me before. I was actually very originally planning to announce this on the 12th of June, and then it originally went to the 13th of June, and then it would have been the 14th where I did tell this to one person already. But then because of the time and I had 2 hours left in the day until it was going to be the next day in the morning, I decided to do the rest today to tell everyone else and on every other platform else. So after this upload, or mainly after this recording, I'm going to be telling another person close to me and to people on Facebook, and then either before or after on Facebook, it'll be announced in this video here for YouTube, as myself, MetalXL, giving this announcement to you. This one is my identity as MetalXL on YouTube. Now it's finally time to say that I'm bisexual. I found out about this last year in early 2014, when I didn't even think that was what I had, but that I might have been heterosexual. Though going on the internet would bring my interest to males and females, which is all I will say there. Though I didn't know I was going into this from both genders, mainly male, but females are not always left out. Until later, suddenly it hit me to what I was doing, taking the realization that I was proving to have some particular orientation. I found out that I wasn't homosexual, but I was bisexual. A sexual orientation or sexuality that has love attraction towards both males and females. Through the first time that I found out, I was a little surprised that I myself was bisexual, but I quickly accepted being the person I am, and that my position was cool given the interest between both sides. It's not hetero or gay, but in the middle. I knew myself about this, but no one else yet. So from then, I planned up to this time in June 2015, because through my last time in school, the problem wasn't about acceptance, but because for me it would be more awkward to be in surroundings that I knew that they would know about it, which would feel awkward to me, of being knowable. So as of I've left off that level now and to going somewhere else in the future, it's the best time to now, but that you still know. There have been problems in issuing that my orientation went in other places due to my thoughts, but the majority of me, I believe, is bisexual. As of being bisexual, I actually don't personnel as queer. Like, I don't look into designer brands that much, and it's not judgment, because some more queer people, such as in homosexuality for guys, actually have an interest in fashion, and that's why this has been a stereotype in media and other such. Though I still also like males and females, but then also I like a bit of sport, like Formula 1 and football. I mostly just watch the sports, so I'm as personnel of an average guy, but coolly just with an orientation sexuality twist, which, seeing me as a figure on YouTube and elsewhere, you may uniquely like me for as being as me as that person, but just because of the sex I like, that doesn't mean I frantically go crazy over different people or strangers. It's definitely not like that. It's just if you take the sexuality out of the subject and see as in people, or you don't think about people's sexualities and just the people you're with or see, it's just like that. It's normal reality. If you're nervous about being around me because of my sexuality, it's okay, because I won't do anything to you, definitely not. It's treating people as normal as living, because it would be normal without innuendo, which is a short way to describe it. Because of my sexuality, I've learned and known about LGBT laws, and if you don't know what LGBT is, because you're not familiar with stuff, it's lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender, just all put into one to count for other sexualities. Which the good news is that some countries have every law legalised in different particular dates for legalisations, or some have always just been legal in fact. But unfortunately some countries' legalisations / laws do not look in good shape, and is the reason why today I particularly have a hate over some countries in the world, including ultimately Russia and a bit of India, since their laws are a bit strict in marriage and who to love, and other countries, etc. But not the people living in those countries that are from LGBT. A bit off topic, but my part in hating Russia is one, the big reason they are headlined with having orientation issues, except from heterosexuality, I guess. But it's more of the same sex stuff. As the answer to seeming to this is having such or too much of a religion and country culture clash. As I learned a bit of that Reggie Rates, I think that guy's called, he did a show on BBC Three about particular issues in Russia, and of course LGBT was in episode 2 of that, and I did watch it, so I learnt a bit more about life in there and as such. So because of this problem which would make people fight and clash, Mr. Putin had to put down rules and laws which kind of drawn back to the opportunities and things that LGBT people could do in same-sex or those orientation uses and living. 2. An amount of what is being thought to be said as a stock of nuclear weapons and vehicle weapons, I guess, as well, and other such. And 2, there was a particular issue involving a part of England and some vehicles that 2 Russians went to go and hang around near there and try and pull some trick off, which with these issues and my dislikes and hates, that is definitely a no sign. Russia, I just don't want to do anything with you regarding to my country, but I do have a hate. Half of Germany which I don't like is not my fault this time, but because of the reminders of the war, and I don't listen or hear to the war despite that I know what happens. But then now I've learned that Germany almost took over our country and we had to fight for it. I don't know about Germany, but it's not my fault since they keep bringing up the war stuff. It's about being grateful, yes, for living, because people have saved us in the past, but it's seeming like they want to not celebrate it, but to and think about it when it happened quite a lot of years ago. And some of the aspects of that, of the war theme in that century, just annoys me a bit. This whole thing is sort of a bit like coming out to you, but it's a reveal of something that you may not know about, which is my sexuality, because I haven't told you, and some people for some reason just find it a bit scared, a bit scary, or nervous, or sick, or it's hard to tell for some reason. Maybe because to say that you are on another level, maybe, well, not for 100%, but could potentially be the reason why we get these feelings if you are to coming out, as you call it. Now, when I edit this video and upload it, or while recording right now and talking to you in video record, I will feel glad to tell you this, but also I thought before revealing myself, or as you guys call it, or everyone actually calls it, coming out, I thought my character was going to be stereotypical because I had an orientation which was from multiple standards. Like I can get him with me over by my shoulder, I can have her sitting with me, which isn't the best example, but you probably understand. But it's actually just living normally without really thinking about your sexuality every single minute of your life. I mean, it can be featured in some parts of it, but in my case, for just my case, because everyone's different and some people are different, some will be similar, but you get the of what I'm saying, hopefully, because I do hope you understand the facts that I've said, and these are some of the things I've brought out. This is my thoughts, this is what I prospect. It's facts to me that it may be interesting for you to know, or just to know, because this is a big topic, since in this video I'm also coming out to you. What's also funny is I can sort of joke about it sometimes, but at the right times, because it doesn't, in my case, need to be influenced much unless I'm on my own, because I think with people, well, some people, it would be awkward, just like the person that I've come out to so far, just to make jokes and stuff, because I do as well, so that counts. Now here's two more things. South Africa, you're cool. As a country, they've had their laws legalised. In Africa, it's very hard There may be a few laws legalised. In most of the majority of countries in Africa, there'll be none, and that's it. And I think apparently there's jail penalties and death penalties. In South Africa, they have a mix of black and white races, which is actually cool that we have some of us from South Africa, but it's a very acceptable country, very good in tourism, and of course was centred in the World Cup. And now, as a bit of a relation to the World Cup, the South Africa, I really like you, I approve, I think you're really cool. But it's the final thing, and this is quite questionable. So, in PSHE, in a younger time, I think there was times where they talked about other people, other parts of love existing, that mainly it was on a male and female connection, if you know what I mean. Like, it may not be like this, but they maybe only tell kids that sort of stuff in educating them or informing them, and in daytime shows they don't refer it much to every orientation that exists through love subjects, probably. If they're not bringing much of this out, it would be better to get them to learn about it, because they do exist. In fact, here's a very important message. Orientations and people you love is not from differences into particular groups that you may see out there who are together because they're gay and they don't relate to heterosexuals, but because they kind of outshone from a barrier, meaning that they are barricading themselves from other sides. But now that people have heard this, they've got the chance to improve on this stuff. So maybe if kids are told this at a younger age, for example, in school, if there have been cases of discrimination on orientations, they know about different orientations, so there'll be people having girlfriends, boyfriends, in same sexes and mixed, and just to be better people for the better generation. Something you can do now if you can do that. Now, on to other topics. As you can see right now, if you suspect the new sort of look on my video with footage difference, I recently got a new thing to record on as a present from something which you can probably guess right what I got this from. Whether I put this in or not, because I don't know whether to reveal what I'm recording on, I got a new and my very first camcorder. Because of the footage of recorded part in camera wise that I saw in my videos when I uploaded them, I thought about getting a new thing to record on so that the sound quality would be better for a start and the video quality would be better, and it would just go nicely with the sort of way that imaging would look through recording of me on my channel. So I actually looked through things on YouTube for different sorts of camcorders in video tests, and this one was quite perfect. And hopefully when I look at this from the camcorder, because when I see it, it looks in a different sort of way as it may look on a device such as a computer or onto YouTube, but mostly on a device, it'll look like in the way I want it. and which is a part of my figure and features on my channel, of doing content on my channel. This isn't just like a cheap, lower but a 720 HD quality. I can say that this costed over £100, but it was a present, so both people of mine close to got this for me as a present from something, as well as other stuff I got. And to see what the video content I'm recording will look like, I can have a look on my computer and then see it for myself. And this is the first time that I've used it in my videos. And right now it is June and it's the 15th, but it can probably be uploaded today. If you're a gamer or you know about it anyway, it's that time of the month in June. It's E3. E3 is here. Woohoo! And this year I've been ever more interested in E3 than I've ever been before. With the new game announcements as well as games that have already been announced making their show in E3, to the publisher or developer showcases that are happening before the main event kicks off, but this is the pre-event stuff which is all a part of E3. I've even done a bit of E3 stuff on my channel before, as like the second video I uploaded on my channel was a video about the new Super Smash Bros. Game in the SSB series, which I actually liked the series because I got one of the games from it and it was incredibly likable for me. And at that time when it was announced, despite being on Wii U and 3DS, I was really hyped for it and I really liked it. So I did a video on it during E3 about the facts and details and the images of some parts of the game that were revealed. And it was a pretty good discussion, like a bit of a different video, which was because I didn't have the stuff to record in-game stuff and edit out on something else. But as I made it, it went off really cool. And that was from E3 2013 actually. And because it's the 15th, the press show stuff from developers such as PlayStation, EA, Ubisoft, Nintendo, and other ones like Xbox, which has actually already been done by now, have been gone to doing press conferences, which I think, despite the name, are basically shows where there's a guy or people talking there with slideshows and showing off game content from what they've worked on in relation, and that's a simple way to describe it in how hard I try. Hang on, it's on a bit, it's on a particular mode. Actually, footage may have looked different. Damn, I don't know if this will make it look good or not, but I'm going to get off record and put it back onto normal. So, also, there's particular press conferences from the people that I like, such as EA, because they publish out the quite cool games despite of their controversy. They've posted out Plants vs Zombies sports games and of course FIFA for EA Sports. They've had a side company as a developing company, in fact, called DICE, which you may know as the name. It originates in Sweden and they're known for making extraordinary games, as they say, but have made quite cool known games such as from Battlefield to Mirror's Edge, and now with the upcoming Star Wars Battlefront game, they've announced that, like last year or a few months ago, they have their really cool Frostbite engines that they use in their games. And EA have also been the publishers of Need for Speed, and they've done a bit of Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare and the original series as well. I think EA also did The Sims, so they've done some nice game published out there, but also it's the developers that create the actual games. Ubisoft have done like Assassin's Creed, and they've done the recent Rayman games, which are nice. So I'll be interested into watching Ubisoft's press conference as well as EA and PlayStation, of course, because most of my side with the gaming is on the platform of PlayStation, and I think apparently by the looks of it the PS4 has got better over Xbox One. The Xbox One still counts as a play for next generation gaming. Might look a bit into Nintendo, what they're doing, but at the moment it's EA while I'm doing this recording. I know all I see on the live stream is some people talking about what the EA have been doing with games and such, but hopefully the conference thing hasn't started yet, because it may have recently and they're just talking to wait while they wait for the show to start. Hopefully I can watch a bit of the show, but because the EA one will probably be over, but maybe and probably the Ubisoft press conference, if you live in England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Ireland, I will give you the dates for the press conferences over in your area, so it can be easy and easier to have, and be free to check the times if you want to double check if it's correct. But also, like my iPhone, you can have a clock which is centered in Los Angeles, LA, where it's held in, so that you can see the time locally there as well as the time over where you are anyway. I would tune in a 5 minute earlier, 10 minutes before you watch the show. The Square Enix ones, which is known for their sort of Japan content, RPG sort of stuff, but also Just Cause 2 being not the creators but the publishers. Avalanche Studios actually do the magic on the game, and you know I play it and quite like it. So actually the holiday season when it comes out would be in winter, and it's in Q4 of the year, so it'll probably be released in December this year. I'll watch their conference to get info on that at E3. And if you want to know any websites officially linked to E3, is this year for GameSpot, and I think they've done it for E3 through the recent years, because they are partnered officially with E3. So if you go on GameSpot's website, and yes, I'll be putting links to things related to E3, whether it is where to stream, for where to watch live streams, sorry. I'll put one link of live streams to GameSpot because it is watchable there and partnered with E3, and I'll just put the links there for various stuff and mentions in this video. Also, I quite like Mirror's Edge, and they announced a new game of Mirror's Edge by the looks of it, starting from 2013, as one of their videos they put there, and it's viewable on YouTube and anywhere else. The first video was just a glimpse of looks of scenes in the new Mirror's Edge, not known if it was a prequel or a sequel. Then the game turned out to be a prequel following in 2014, and they released footage in a trailer of what they had created so far, developed so far, and if you didn't know, they want to try and get it released officially for 2016 on PS4, Xbox One and PC, and on the official Mirror's Edge website, which is the bestest information for the game. The game puts in updates like posts just not on Facebook or Twitter and that stuff. It's just on the page itself. This year they're going to be involved because in a recent post out free that's been done for this game, they are putting in another video for E3 and a watchable trailer of more of the footage of the game developed so far to show off what they've proudly been working on, and that they appreciate that we've waited patiently or just waited to get them to do what they want to do. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see the new footage, and also by a new image posted for a background you can have on their website. And on the recent post, the name of the game has been given and it is called Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Now when I went to see what the word catalyst meant, it was to do with having a source of something that makes you stronger or makes you the best of your skill of what you've got in the first place. And as it's already been confirmed as a prequel into the game, despite that I always thought that it looked a bit more futuristic in the footage and the theme of this game as a prequel. It shows a Faith before the first game, and this may be either when she develops her skills and gets more into who she is, or the beginning of it, but in the same state as she was in the original game, just using it in her past reference. I put this E3 talk and info into this video, and now you know a fact about me which I have, and I'll stay with that. I might change a bit of the end intro that I say for the next video, but I'll keep it like it is now. So subscribe to me, MelXL, to follow my videos on YouTube if you want to. Like the video if you liked it. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one or have your one.